Hell come to Doughboys Double Homicide for Shockdoughbooerdeath 2023, a scarifying month of frights and bites. I'm the murder boy, Nick Weiger, along with the spoon wolf man, Mike Mitchell. Aru to you, good buddy. Mitch, Shockdoughbooerdeath continues.
That's right, Wags. What a spooktacular month it's been so far.
There's a documentary right now. Well, this has been in the zeitgeist for a while at this point, but it's called The Day After Trinity, and it's on Criterion, and I think it's on Canopy, and it's basically like a 90-minute documentary that I think was nominated for an Oscar in 1980, and it's just about it's like a companion piece for Oppenheimer, where it's basically like these are the actual interviews with all the scientists you see fictionalized in Oppenheimer. It's a really cool watch, and someone on the picket line told me this going in, and I had it in my head. The narrator is the same narrator as the guy from the Haunted Mansion.
Whoa,
That's really funny.
Cool.
But it's like because he's talking about real life, like an atrocity, but he's talking about it with like, mind your fellow ghouls. It's so fucking weird.
That's awesome.
It's really disorienting.
We've discussed it before. I was a Soundenheimer guy. I saw Sound of Freedom and Oppenheimer on the same day.
The double
We
edit.
gotta get Soundenheimer trending. Wags, first, two things. One, I was gonna do face paint for this. We just did another double. One,
That's right.
You had a gigantic spill at the end of the last episode.
Oh.
We're at the end of the last double. We were reviewing Liquid Death and Monster Energy, and you knocked over like 6 cans.
I knocked over 3 cans, but I knocked over the first one and was like, oh shit, and then exacerbated my error by knocking over the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
A slow domino fall of 3, just completely upside down too, just pouring out onto the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst spill I've had in studio yet.
It was
like the episode finished. We're like, hey, great job, that was fun. Oh fuck.
I hope that we caught the end of it so that we can put it on the episode because it was very funny.
Do we know? Was it on video? We may not have caught it.
We definitely got it on video. I think I cut the audio like right before. But
Got it.
Camera audio's
Yeah.
fine.
We'll include the video.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
We did it.
Wow.
Thank you, Eric. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fun, y'all.
Oh my god.
Are we still rolling? Oh my
I'll
god.
go get some towels.
That's so much spill.
Oh my god.
2, I was gonna wear makeup for our doubles. Our we should call them deadles.
Well, I was calling them double homicides, but we can call them deadles. Deadles is good.
Is deadles good? I don't know if deadles is good.
Doughboys, double bubble, toil and trouble.
I think that's the winner. I personally think that's the winner.
Okay.
But I was gonna say at the end of the last episode, I didn't get to say this, but we were talking about Liquid Death.
Yeah.
And we got to move back to cans. Get rid of plastic.
Get rid of plastics. Cans are back.
Get fucking cans.
I love
in here.
cans.
I
I'm
love
so
cans.
pro cans.
Cans are fun.
Cans are
rule.
great. They're great. They're fun. You get to crinkle them, and they're recyclable. Everything's
know
fun,
what?
and drinks taste good in them. I love cans.
And I'll say this: in the horror world, oftentimes, like a bus is going to hit a baby carriage, it's filled with cans. Thank God.
Such a relief.
Thank
Thank God.
God.
Thank God.
Thank God. That's I've seen the horror movie where that happens, Mitch.
It happens. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I see a lady walking a baby down the street, I say, you should go home, put some cans in that, come back out here.
I
It's
know,
much
yeah.
safer.
Yeah, exactly.
Run you over.
Yeah. The baby's safe at home. Bring the cans out.
Yeah, bring
Yes.
the cans for a walk.
Yeah. So it's me basically telling the lady with child, bring out some cans. yelling her to bring out cans. Let me see your cans,
Come
lady.
on.
You got to do a Weiger style. Replace child with cans.
There we go.
Then they'll get it. Okay. Normal thing to say. Our guest, Betsy Sodaro, one of the funniest people on earth.
Hello.
What a treat
Oh
to
my
have you
goodness.
here.
Thanks
Oh, my
for
goodness.
having me.
Thanks for being here.
I'm so stoked, and I'm so stoked it's spooky.
This is the thing. We have
We
done.
bonded over this a long time. We both love
Yeah.
spooky.
We're both huge
Yeah.
fans of the horror genre.
Yeah.
We have we have done theme months for however fucking long we've been doing this podcast every October, but this is the first time we've ever done a scary month for October. It's always been some other bullshit. We're like, we got to get Betsy in here.
Gotta get me. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm so excited.
I'm a man who's afraid of a lot of things. I don't think you're not as scared of stuff as I. Maybe I'm more scared, right? Then are you not?
Maybe I don't know. I get scared of stuff.
Well, all right. Sorry, all right. But for me, when it comes to horror stuff,
fear?
I say, bring me your slimy and pussy.
Sure.
Bring me your gnarled and charred.
You're fine with gross.
Yes.
You're not going to get grossed out.
What was that? Was that Kennedy? Who was I quoting there?
The Bible?
Oh, it was the Bible.
Oh yeah, the Bible. Moses.
Hey, to the Irish, that guy's Kennedy's a god. My mom always talks about like when finally they let an Irishman into the White House. I was like, okay. I love that a lot. But I love the spooky season.
Yes.
It's tricky right now. I was talking about going to. I was like, I want to go to horror nights.
Yes.
Mm.
And now I'm like, oh shit, is that? Maybe I can go and not go on the backlot tour. It's complicated. I didn't even think about
because you're
this.
worried
like
about because of picketing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, like it feels like you're giving money to these entities that don't want to pay actors and writers.
I just thought about this the other day.
Right.
It's so fucking. But I'm like, I don't know. No boycott has been called for these sorts of
Right.
things. If you're not crossing a picket line, you're probably okay.
Here's the deal.
But it's.
You know that on the tram, once it goes onto the lot, you know I'm going to open my laptop and start writing. This is what's going to happen.
Oh no, it's happening! You've lost a lot of laptops during the King Kong part.
I'm like, where is it? I look up, it's in Kong's hand.
Wow,
Oh,
this
fucking
is
Kong.
good.
Kong's like, better clear this history.
Ew.
Interestingly, he also searches for bananas quite a bit.
Just looking at pictures of bananas, like, ooh, all right.
Ooh, yummy.
I got a lot in common with that universe. A lot. The Minions, Kong, we all love our bananas.
So
Yeah,
many
it's true.
bananas.
There's truth right here.
It's just holding a banana.
Also, look at this. One of the scariest fruits. A gun.
That is
Very scary.
that is a good bit. The banana gun.
Banana gun.
I've talked about on the podcast before. You can't do the banana phone anymore.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
kids are like, that's not what a phone looks like.
Right.
A phone looks like a Hershey bar.
Yeah. It
Right.
Looks like a Pop-Tart.
You got to use fruit leather now.
I'm over here using fruit leather to
Fruit
do
leather.
a phone
How's
bit.
this? I'm fruit leather touching it like
Yeah,
a phone?
exactly. Yeah. Let me
Sucks.
text my grandma. Jesus, fucking bit's done.
Stupid bits.
Talk to me. That's fun.
That's
Right, that's
funny.
Fun. Classic
Fun.
bit.
Answering it like Uncle Jesse, too. Talk to
Talk
me.
to me.
Talk to me. I thought that was so cool.
It was cool as
It was
hell.
so cool.
Look,
Talk to me.
Kong doesn't want to do your picture unless I'm trying to be Kong's agent.
You got
Kong's agent has a
it.
banana phone.
Look, he's down to do the movie, but he's not going to climb the tower himself. You got to get a stunt double in there. Ugh.
Your phone rings.
Yeah. Whoa, I gotta go. I booked it.
I won't scab even for Kong. I
Wow,
Wow.
that's good.
imagine if we had Kong on the picket line.
Oh my
Oh.
God. Strike would be over in a day. Kong was out there.
We'd all be dead too.
Yeah, everything would be
It'd
solved.
be awesome. It'd be good.
Betsy, we've talked about horror with you a lot. I think it
Yes.
often comes up. But can you recap, since we're in this the spookiest of month, when we're in Shockdoughbooerdeath? Can you tell us like some of your favorites?
Thank
Kind
you
of give
for
us
getting. Thank you for being scared of it as well.
Too scary.
kind of give us a baseline of some of your like what are the horrors that like influence you and got you into the genre?
Oh, so my family was kind of always into all the spooky stuff, like
Yeah.
telling each other like ghost stories.
Oh wow.
And like my dad in the summers, he was a teacher, and in the summers he would work at this old Fort Laramie. It's in Wyoming, and it was like a living history fort. And when I was really
because I know
little-
you're from Colorado. How far
Yes.
is that from where you live?
So I was actually lived in Wyoming
Oh, you lived in
for
Wyoming
a
for a
couple
bit.
of years
Okay, got it.
before Colorado. And so it's in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And it's on the Game Oregon Trail. You could stop at Fort
Whoa.
Laramie. Pretty
Wow.
sweet.
That is sweet.
And he would tell us all these ghost stories about working there. And like about how like, you know, they were probably made up just to scare us, but it was so fun. And like about you would see like candles floating in the window and you would hear parties happening and then you'd walk upstairs and nobody would be there.
Fuck.
Stuff like that. And then we would watch, like, I remember seeing The Shining very early on because I had a lot of older sisters.
Oh, that's in it. Colorado is some of the
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, Estes Park, the Stanley Hotel. And so it's always been just kind of like, I've been loving it, you know,
yeah.
and just kind of, we always in Wyoming would have a haunted house in our basement for Halloween that all the neighborhood kids could come through and stuff. And so it's always been kind of like just a fun
When
thing.
Weiger and I we get invited to parties and we'll hear the party and then we go up and then we'll open it up and there will be no one in there. But I'm pretty sure they're just like hiding.
Shit, they came. Oh no, they actually came. Everybody get out. Go.
Is The Shining one of your favorites? Like, do you use it
It's
up there?
Good.
Shining's
yes.
good as hell, yeah.
I recently, not recently, actually at all. I was on a flight home from somewhere and I watched it on the plane and I had like noise canceling headphones
Mhm.
and I had a blast.
Yeah.
It was just, it's such a good movie.
I put it on either earlier this year or late last year, and I was like, this is fucking great from start to finish.
It's
And
so good.
I'd also read the book.
The book rules
book is great,
too.
and the book has a different ending, but they like both endings work. It's one of
Yes.
those things where it's like I understand cinematically why they made this
Yes.
choice, but yeah, it's just like it's when you remember something and then you. I'd never read the book, but like when you remember like the movie and then you put it on, you're like, oh yeah, this is still good.
I saw it a couple of years when ArcLight was around. During October they would show a bunch of like old school horror movies,
Mhm.
and I saw it on the big screen there. It was awesome.
Oh, that sounds like a cool
The
experience.
sound was nuts.
Yeah.
Like just stuff you would miss on your TV or like, and it made it just so much spookier.
Wow.
It was, I love that movie. It's so scary.
It's very scary.
For me, The Exorcist was the scariest thing
Yes.
ever.
That's really scary.
And
Yeah.
it is still scary, but over time I've come around to I think The Shining is scary. And did we talk about this on the podcast? And I'm trying to think of who I talked to this about, and they were like, well, you know, maybe it was Paul Russ doing this, but he's like, well, it's the sort of thing of like when you're younger and you're Catholic, it's like the devil is so scary, but
So
then
scary.
as I become an adult, I'm like, the idea of going crazy and killing someone.
Oh, sure.
It's maybe more like, ooh, that could happen
Like, that
more
could
so.
really happen.
That could really happen. Yeah. Which is, I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense.
You did just get a new job, right? At a hotel for
I
the
did, and
winter?
I'm bringing my wife and child. I have a wife and kid now. I should tell you guys about it.
Whoa, congrats.
Yes, that's fun. It's exciting.
Wife is Irma, the child is Wally.
Have you seen any horror this year that you've responded to? Mitch and I were talking about Talk to Me
Talk
recently.
to Me
Talk to Me was fun,
ruled.
yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And it was one of those where it felt like after I watched it, going back and thinking about like kind of all the big moments and like moments when you would try to justify characters' choices and stuff. And I was like, they all made sense. It all
Yeah.
made sense.
Yeah, and it's also like it's a lot of teenagers acting like teenagers, you know?
The two kids who like introduced the game to them
Yeah, they're great.
everybody was incredible.
But they're
Those
really
two, I was like, God, I knew those kids. You
Yeah.
know, they were
Yeah,
always like
100%.
somebody's weird cousin from out of town
Yeah.
who's just like, hey, here's weed for the first time. You know, like I really love that one.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
the
one.
new Evil Dead.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It was awesome.
Mitch and I think we're kind of split. I did like the new
Yeah.
Evil Dead. I think
I
Mitch
didn't
didn't
like
respond
it.
to as much.
I didn't like it. I didn't like
Why
it.
not?
Betsy is brandishing a fist.
Yeah.
I had a lot of issues. Look, I won't get into it too much, but
Okay.
I had a lot of
Fair.
I had some issues with it.
Weird.
Not evil enough, not dead enough.
Not wrong, honestly. There's some stuff about it that
Really? Okay.
there was like stuff where I was like, oh, like I like my Evil Deads to be more like funny first. Like I want it to be funnier.
This one's
and then
very straight. It's not. It's pretty
they
serious.
were all very Australian too, which was funny to me.
and
Oh,
Australians
yes.
playing
Like,
American.
here we are
Yes.
in the United States of America. I was like, this is fucking. They're not. These aren't Americans.
Versus Talk
I
to
don't-
Me, it's like it just being it is an Australian
Yes.
film and just granted in Australia, it makes it like kind of scarier and more visceral, you know.
Yeah.
There was a lot. I didn't like the setting of it. There was a lot of stuff I didn't
Oh,
love about it. And I love Evil Dead. I love the Evil Dead
Yeah.
franchise.
Here's what I mean. First off, we saw it with a great crowd, which can always affect things. But like, what I liked
Yeah,
was
you were at
just
the red carpet premiere, right?
Everybody
This guy.
loved it there.
I liked how they figured out how to make it not like a cabin movie.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, oh, okay, we'll strand them in like a loft apartment. It's like that's an
Yeah.
interesting setting, you know.
I thought it was such a funny I guess I'm saying justification so much, but like of just like this is a condemned building. That's why the stairs are gonna go and
Yeah,
no
yeah.
elevator and they're straight. Like I just thought that was so funny. I was like, yeah, great. Let's make it a bad building.
I got an idea for a Evil Dead cookbook. The Necronomicon.
Do it. People would buy it. You could do like
Do it.
like like fingerling potatoes.
There
Uh,
Pretty good.
Pretty
it's
good.
People would love it.
I'm
And it
gonna
should
do
come, and you should be able to eat the book itself.
That's
That would
also
be great.
that's
right?
fun.
Once
I
you
like.
cook everything.
I think that's fun.
I'm here for. I'll invest. I'll invest in your thing.
Will you invest, Wags?
Come on.
I will invest,
Wow.
Whoa.
I
but
like it.
I want 10%. Turns into Shark Tank.
Yeah, me too. I want that too.
You both get 10%. It's a deal.
Wow, it's a deal.
Okay.
6 months later, Mitch's cookbook is on the market. It hasn't sold any copies. Betsy and Weiger lost all their money.
Oh my god.
That's scary. I
Scary.
I do want to do a trip where I visit the inspiration. There's like multiple Shining locations, right?
Mm.
Yes.
Because there's like the inspiration for it, and then there's the actual place that they shot.
Yeah,
and
which is in like Canada or something. I
Yeah,
think.
I don't know. There's
Yeah.
a place in Northern California that kind of has like some sort of relation to it too. I don't know. I think there's like 3 spots. People are gonna yell at
Yeah,
us and
'cause, like,
correct us, but
I think Stephen King actually did stay at a lodge in Colorado. It was like that
Yeah.
1-to-1.
the Stanley.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, which is in Estes Park. I went to lunch there when I was a kid.
Whoa.
really,
Yeah,
that's cool.
it was
as hell.
beautiful. It's in, I believe, in or like really close to Rocky Mountain National Park, which is
Wow.
incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough appreciation for the national parks when I was younger. I saw them
Me
all. I saw them
neither.
mostly when I was in Boy Scouts. And
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in a hotel room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Messing around.
Parks are great.
Get back
Yeah.
to him.
We do the national parks on Doughboys.
Wow.
Yeah.
National
you
Parks Month?
should. That would be
4
awesome.
national parks. God,
God.
sucks so much. What would we review? I mean, you and I would like be driving in the car and not get out.
Just drive right through. Like, we think it was cool. It looked cool.
Honestly, that is my favorite way to. I'm like, I don't need to hike. Get me on that road that gets me to the top of the mountain.
I gotta hike, baby. I gotta get out there.
I like
You
hiking.
don't?
Yeah. No, you don't.
I can get my steps in.
Hike. You can do a small hike if you
We
want
do
to.
a small hike. We can
All right.
compromise, do a small hike, long drive, small hike.
Yeah.
We're not doing the national park.
Come on.
If you go to Europe, I'll do the national park months. See, he's never going to go to Europe.
Some national
You're never
parks
gonna
over
go
there.
to
do you?
Europe?
I've never been.
International parks.
No.
They're called. Is it okay, Betsy? Let's talk Halloween candy.
Yeah.
Do you have a Halloween candy go to?
Oh God. Trying to think now.
Or when you
Or
were a
when
kid?
I was a
Either is
kid.
fine.
For a long time, I was very scared of getting poisoned.
Oh sure, yeah.
Like it was a big fear, and I've talked about it in therapy for years too. And so there was a chunk of time where I would get so much candy and then be like, I'm too scared to eat it. And my parents and sisters were like, we'll test it for you. Don't worry. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I've always been a big hot tamales fan.
Wow, I love it.
Interesting choice.
I loved hot tamales growing up. And and M&M's, peanut M&M's.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite filled M&M?
I think so. Peanut butter's close.
Peanut butter's really
But
good.
I find myself getting the actual peanut more than peanut butter.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
think.
I guess it has to be.
For all the varietals. I do like the pretzel ones a lot.
Those are good.
good.
It's salty,
Those are
sweet.
good.
But yeah, I think I like peanut more.
Yeah.
Maybe it is peanut.
I think for me it must be, even though I feel peanut butter's a treat.
Yeah.
More
Me
of
too.
a treat.
You ever have like the regular ass like M&M discs? They always under-deliver to me. I'm always like, oh yeah, I'll have some regular M&Ms.
Plain M&Ms?
Plain M&Ms. I was like,
Plain
I don't
M&Ms.
love them.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you get those a lot while you're trick-or-treating. I feel like those are like...
That is a
Yeah,
thing. That's a
The
yeah.
go to just little tiny bag.
And you
I don't
assume
hate
they're better
those
than they
either.
are. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not
they're not
terrible,
great.
but it's
Yeah.
like they're not great. But I think there's a reason M&Ms, like plain M&Ms, has become mostly like a mix-in or a topping. You know, because on their
Yes.
own they don't just have they don't have
Yeah.
the juice.
Snickers, a little mini Snickers
Snickers.
bar,
Those are great.
and then the singular Reese's peanut butter cup,
Yeah,
or
that's
even
a big one.
even
Or
the minis, the
more
deep
foiled wrapped one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
I
Peanut cup is
love.
fine.
I love peanut butter cups.
Yeah, Reese's
So
does a
much.
good job. Yeah,
And I love. I feel maybe
Reese's.
we all talked to. I feel at one point maybe we were talking about this with Mono.
Yeah,
We love Mono and I love the fun size candies.
yeah. No,
way more
100%.
than a big one.
yeah.
It's you're usually getting all the good stuff, and I think the proportions are correct. I mean, I
Yeah.
do like.
Fun sizes are pretty big.
There's also.
Fun sizes are big.
Gotta get the mini one. The mini ones.
There's
They're normal sized.
if you commit to like a king size like Milky Way, that's too much Milky Way. I don't need that
Way
much
too
caramel and
much.
nougat. It's
Yeah.
like it's overwhelming. But like
Yeah.
you get a little one of those, like of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a Three Musketeers. why
Yeah,
not?
your teeth aren't like, we're all cavities now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you bite in. One time I remember when I think we were in like 6th or 7th grade, and we were trick-or-treating, and we showed up at a house that was clearly like a high school party, and they answered the door and they're like, uh-oh. And they were all wasted, and they're like, don't worry, we got something for you. And they gave us dog treats. And we thought it was the funniest thing, where we like went back and we're all like, should we eat them? And then we all ate them. We thought it was so funny.
That is super fun.
Yeah, we were
That's
just like,
amazing.
this rules. And it was clearly like, I feel one of the people I was with, like their sibling was at that house or whatever. And we're like, whoa, a high school party. Okay. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Dog treats.
Now, for me, and I know this is probably a big part for you too, when I think of 6th, 7th grade,
Yeah.
well, sadly, trick-or-treating time is ending.
Oh,
basically.
man.
Sure.
Things you're
Yes.
wrapping things up. at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Very sad time. But then also, you're watching the Simpsons Halloween,
Sure.
where you're watching Treehouse of Horror.
God, remember there were a couple of times where it landed on
Yes.
Halloween?
Yeah.
Where it'd be like, we're watching that and then we're going trick or treating. What a perfect night.
It is. I got mad when it would come after Halloween.
I did
I'm
too.
like,
That
what are
was
you
always
doing?
such a
Yeah.
bummer.
November 5th?
That
Come
was
on,
such
this is
a
fucking
bummer.
bullshit.
Like, just
Yeah.
play it on Halloween night.
They
gotta
reached
play
a
it
certain
all,
point
man.
where they started doing it as like it's just going to be their season premiere whenever that is,
Yes.
and so it would be kind of
Yeah.
random. But that's kind of like the issue with Halloween and holidays in general. I feel like these days is they've kind of like extended the oldest observation in the world, but they've extended the range so much
Yeah.
that now shit is just happening all over the time. I mean, when did they release the Haunted Mansion movie? That came out like in May, right? And it's like,
Right.
why did that not come out in October? It doesn't seem like a slam dunk to me. I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
With the red carpet of Disney cast members.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It was like such bad optics. They had like Cruella DeVille on the red carpet.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So weird.
And you also felt bad I kind of felt bad for them.
I felt
too.
bad
It
for
was-
them,
it was-
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
kind of a fucked up scenario.
Yeah.
you
I
What are
know?
you
don't
gonna
want to
do?
go to that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Treehouse of Horror bit?
I think mine has to be It's the episode with the Shining one.
Yes.
But it's the one where Homer goes back in time, and it's the
That's
Ray
good.
Bradbury story, Sound
Oh,
of
the
Thunder.
toaster one?
The toaster
Yeah.
goes
That
back
one
in time
is
repeatedly.
so fun.
It's just so great. And also, I just like, as a piece of writing, it's like 7 minutes long, and it has like 3-act structure. It's like
Yeah.
amazing what they're able to cram in there.
Yeah.
Boring.
It's great. And
It's a writer's
very
strike.
funny.
I don't want to hear your fucking writers
Oh,
inside.
no, busted.
Oh, I believe they probably used a Courier 12-point font for the script. I really admire that choice. It's really compressed storytelling. They always are, but like that one
Yeah.
also just has so many good jokes.
Yes,
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. All the alternate realities. Mitch, you got a favorite Treehouse of Horror?
I
It's
do.
a tough one.
I do like. I mean, there's two that are similar. The little gremlin on the side of the bus,
Love it.
and
That
then
is very
also
funny.
the crusty doll that tries to
Oh,
kill Homer.
That one's
I
great.
love
That
that
one's
one.
really
Set this
funny.
thing to
It's
evil.
so funny.
joke.
Yeah. I love those ones. I'm
Mm.
trying to think of, there's so many. You know, one that really, there's a couple of jokes that destroy me is when Lisa saves her tooth and like makes
That's
a
a good one.
civilization
Oh,
out
yeah.
of it.
Great.
That
Yeah.
one's awesome.
They're some of the funniest ADR jokes in the world. Of like, she'll need. It ends on her being like, "And get me some shoes," and a dude being like, "She'll need socks. I'll get socks." And it's so funny to me. It's so funny.
The joke I like in that one is that Marge is like making waffles, and Lisa's like, "Wait, these aren't waffles; these are just square pancakes." Just like a weird sort of thing.
We're in a waffle mix or
Yeah.
something.
I also like this is the setup for it, but they're feeling they're like feeling the grapes and the spaghetti. It's like great, and then
Yeah, yeah,
Homer is
Yes,
just eating
just
it all.
eating
it.
Yeah, that's good.
I love every and the new ones of those are great too.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
good.
I haven't
Treehouse
watched
of
it for
Horror-
years. I gotta watch.
Always great. The other one that I think of is the one that was in like the 96 presidential election. It was Bob Dole versus
Oh, that's
Clinton,
my
where Kang and Kodos
God.
take over their bodies.
It's so funny.
so many good jokes.
Just them walking down the street holding
yeah.
hands. And
We're
everybody
exchanging
was
long
like-
protein strings. See what's unusual.
I have a little action figure of Bob Dole as king
Oh,
or
that's so
whichever
funny.
one, and then it has like as its accessory like Bob Dole's face all like pulled off. It's
Oh, that's
cool. Yeah.
great.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I also one of the first times that I saw disappointment in my entertainment career from my parents is from the Treehouse of Horror. I worked at The Simpsons. I got to pick my own name,
Right.
and
What was your name?
it was Michael October 31st Mitchell.
That's funny. That is very funny.
So funny.
And my mom and dad watched it, and they were like, "What?" Like they were like, "What about like Murderous Mitchell?" And I was like, "I can't."
Because this is funny.
It's funny.
They didn't. But that happens sometimes. Like I feel like that's like a parent sort of like where they're not appreciating a
Yes.
meta joke. They're not
Yeah.
appreciating like kind of the subversion of like should have been Spike Mitchell. That's
Yes.
what they wanted.
Yes.
That's
Spike Mitchell would have killed in the Mitchell house.
Spike Mitchell would have done, but I thought that they would appreciate Michael October 31st
so
Mitchell.
funny.
I like it. Mitch, your friends appreciate
It's
it.
so
All right,
for whatever.
thank you. Yeah,
Love
it
it.
was my one. That was my one shot at it. That was the only time I got to do it because when you were a PA, you couldn't do it, but I was in post-production.
Oh,
and so I got to have a name.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
that rules.
Yeah, Saunders got one too.
Yes, I feel I remember seeing his.
Yeah, Joe got probably a few of them. Is
Yeah.
my guess.
Joe All Hallows Eve Saunders.
I'm a hack. What can I say?
Okay, so here's what we're doing today for Shockdoughbooerdeath 2023. This is our Mount Killmore. So the exercise is we are each going to pick 4 of our favorite kills from scary movies.
The
Okay.
exercises. You're trying to scare me already.
Oh, exercising.
Sounds bad. This sounds like shit.
Is this like physical exercising or like demon exercising?
It's demon
Demon
exercise.
exercise.
We
Yeah.
are exercising in that
yes. Okay.
way. Should we have any?
Remember Repossessed?
Oh yeah,
yes.
It's the Exorcist spoof movie with Leslie Nielsen.
yeah, I do remember
Yes.
that.
And the
yeah.
song is like Repossessed. That's the song in the movie. It just
Holy
popped in my head.
shit.
There's also there's an Exorcist bit. I think it's Scary Movie 2, right?
Yes,
The
yeah.
cold open. It's like Andy Richter and James Woods.
And Natasha Lyonne plays the little
Right.
girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
One of the funniest jokes in that part is Andy Richter. Like Natasha Lyonne's in bed and she's like, your mother, something about your mother. And he's like, Mom, get out of there. And this funny little lady pops out. She goes, you're no fun. I say that to Mono constantly. I'm just like, you're no fun. It's such a funny bit. And she like gets out all like angrily out of the bed. And then Natasha Lyonne's like, bye, Mrs. Whatever. It's so good.
We got to bring them back. We got to bring the spoof movies back.
I'm ready for a new scary movie.
That
new
would
spoof movie.
rule.
Well, because horror movies are so big right now.
Yes.
I don't know who owns the scary movie IP, but it feels like a time for maybe you just call it Scary
Brains,
Movie,
yeah.
and it's just like the it's like the new Scream. It's just like the hard reboot,
fun.
Yes. I mean, and because there's so much you could do Annabelle jokes, you can do
Yes.
Conjuring jokes, you can do
Yep.
fucking whatever.
Yep.
Talk to me. You could do.
You talk to me jokes.
Talk to me would be very funny and
Yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
Funny
It's,
and fun.
It's Marin. All right, talk to me. Who are you guys? Okay, so do we have any? Because we talked about this very generally, Mitch, and I think we
Yes.
kind of want to go in and leave it open. But should we establish any rules?
I think let's try not to do repeats.
Okay,
So
no
if you-
repeats.
So you
Okay,
got to
great.
swerve if someone
Okay,
and look. I saw one of Weiger's picks beforehand.
I think we'll be fine. Mitch,
Yeah,
you
we're
and
not
I
gonna-
will be fine. I
Yeah,
think
we're
we
not
got to
gonna
worry about
repeat
each other.
anything. Yeah, we have to worry about each other, but we won't be picking any of your picks. I was gonna say keep it to horror, but it looks like maybe you didn't do that.
I think that one absolutely counts as horror, but I'll talk about it. But also, Casey, are you going to play along with us? Do you have some picks?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
I love
I'll
it.
throw some picks out there.
Yes.
And
okay.
we should note that
I'm
because
gonna be
Casey
pissed if you pick one of mine.
Casey is a huge horror fan, but also Emma is with us in studio as well. Nice to have you here, Emma.
What's up, Emma?
I actually don't like horror, so I don't think I could play along.
You could do real life horrors for your.
Yeah, right.
That'd be
Actual
fun.
crossover.
I'll just get ahead of it. My picks are all Mitch's picks.
I just wonder what you're gonna like. It's like deaths and kills count, and I'm like, what do you got up your sleeve? Are you gonna be
You
like,
think I'm being a trickster?
I
Do you
think
want to go first? Because I'll set things off with a very straight ahead one.
Lincoln's assassination, buddy. Pick number one from
Oh
Lincoln.
my God.
They kind of allude to it at the end of the movie. All right.
I have video footage of it. Where'd you get this?
Whoa. Okay, there's a funny, I can't remember. It's not Ghost Adventures, but there's a funny like ghost hunting show where they go to a place that's supposedly it's not Ford Theater, that's supposedly haunted by John Wilkes Booth.
Oh,
And
man.
the dude like is like trying to rile the ghost up and is like standing there. He's just like, you fucking pussy. You killed the greatest president in American history. Come and push me. Like, it's so
That's so good.
funny. It's such a funny bit. Just calling him like a piece of shit. And it's just this dude standing alone in a building screaming at John Wilkes Booth. It's incredible. It's
That's really good.
incredible.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Do you want to start?
I'll
or-
start things
okay.
off because look, I had to pick a Freddy. And
Oh,
okay, there's one that stuck in my mind, but I rewatched it and I was like, you know what? This one doesn't hit as well as some other kills from the same movie. But Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors.
dude. I got a couple.
Oh,
from
awesome.
That, but yeah.
I love it. It has some of the
Oh,
best
My
kills.
favorite
Hopefully,
is actually 4. I like 4 of them.
You like 4 of them?
Yeah, I like 4 because it's Screaming Mad George or whoever the
Sure.
guy is
Right.
who does the crazy effects. They're
right. Yeah, yeah.
they're all good. But so the one I had in my head, because I think it was probably the first time I saw boobs, was Joey the mute kid, and like the nurse comes, and then the nurse she like takes her top off and then like
Yes.
uses her tongue to her tongue like fuses with his tongue and
Yes.
like lashes him to the bed and he fucking dies.
Yes.
But I rewatched it. I was like, this doesn't play. It's like a little too horny, and it's also not as funny as some of the other ones. So the one I like from this one is Jennifer is trying to stay up late. Yeah, she's burning out cigarettes on her hand,
Right.
and she's watching TV, and she's watching the Dick Cavett show, but they shot it where they have a bit with Dick Cavett and Zsa Zsa Gabor where Dick Cavett turns into Freddy. Dick Cavett, an old like TV host from the 70s, if you don't know who it was. Dick Cavett turns into Freddy. Like Dick Cavett asks her a question, she starts to answer. Dick Cavett turns into Freddy and says like, "Who the fuck cares, bitch?" And then slashes at her and slashes on the TV, and then the TV like goes staticky. Arms come out of the TV. Freddy's head comes out of the top of the TV, and then grabs her and like takes Jennifer and then pulls her own head into the TV and fucking
so
kills
cool.
her.
It's such a rad kill.
And he says,
yeah.
"Welcome to prime time, bitch." It's so
It's
good.
such a good
It's so
kill.
funny. But it's also such an awesome effect. Like
Yes.
they would CG
The
at this day and it would look
head
like shit.
coming out, like,
Yeah.
that blew my mind.
Yeah,
And
because
still
Freddy
blows my
movies look
mind.
so.
Looks
I
awesome.
was saying the other day, I'm like, every one of them, every Freddy movie is fun.
Yes.
There maybe is not a. I mean, there's a bad Freddy movie, sure, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're all.
They're all
They're all
fun
fun.
for their own reason.
Yeah,
Like,
Freddy's
even
Dead
the
is
very
not great.
is
or
Freddy's
whatever.
Dead the one with Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold?
Oh, I think it is.
Is that the
Where
one?
he's like playing the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes, that's
Oh,
that
how I
one.
remember it. But I also kind of love that
I
one too.
kind of do too.
Freddy is cool. Look,
Freddy's so
Freddy
funny.
rules.
Look.
Freddy's so great.
I don't stand by what he did. He is good.
He's a fun bad guy.
He's a fun bad guy. Well, as you said before the start, you said, "I have a video of my kill," and it scared Betsy because we didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
If it was home video recording or what. But I kind of now
my
want
first
to. I mean, I can picture it in my head. I love that death scene. That's a great first pick.
That's a
You.
really
You got a horror one, and I was gonna pick.
first pick.
I probably now won't pick a Freddy one, but I was tossing things around. And I was thinking of other Freddy. The first Freddy death is great, where that woman is rolling around on the ceiling, basically.
ceiling?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Incredible.
There's
We're talking about original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of Nightmare on Elm
And
Street
then
deaths that are
like
great.
Johnny Depp's is
Mhm,
really
yeah.
fun of like
Mhm.
through the
Super
bed and
bloody.
then the like blood flowing out. I have one, but I might save it for my my lineup.
Got it. Do you want to go next, or Mitch, do you want to go next?
Ooh,
You have a preference?
I don't.
I leave it to the guests. You can go. You can go.
You go next. You
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do my first pick is gonna be what I think is like one of the most fucked up
Mm.
deaths ever.
Yes.
It's from Day of the Dead.
Okay. I think I know the one.
Fun.
It's Private Torres, who is one of the bad guys. And if you haven't seen the movie, a bunch of the dead get into this bunker, and this guy gets his head pulled off. And we've talked about it before, and it's such a crazy effect. And you hear his vocal cords.
Oh.
He's screaming. He's like, ah! And they like go high as they
my
pull his head off.
God,
And it's such a
yeah.
gory, fucking crazy.
Fucking-
The
yeah,
last
looks
like
great,
20
though.
minutes of that movie is fucking
Yes.
insane and gnarly and looks so crazy and
Yes.
cool. But that's my. I had to give a shout out to Day of the Dead. It's my favorite Dead movie.
That was a
Yeah.
candidate for me, and partly because that was, and I don't know what y'all's experiences with, but there were certainly kills that like either kids at school would tell me about or would
Yes.
just like show me, like have the VHS tape queued up to that. It's like, you got to see this. That was
Yes.
one where my friend just like, you got to watch like just this part of this
Whoa,
movie.
I
And
can't-
I was like, this is fucking gnarly.
I saw
Yeah.
that. I think I didn't see it for the first time until I was in college, and it like truly affected me
Yeah.
to where I'm like, I thank God I didn't see that
Yeah.
as a child. It's
Those
insane.
movies, all of them are so scary.
Yeah.
They feel
Mhm.
so real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're that third one is great.
That's a
Just
good
a depressing,
one.
sad movie. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, where it is like, oh no, we would be done for. Okay, I got a couple. Let me think. I want to try to do a nice big one for it. Okay, this is one that I love. It's from The Omen. I'm gonna do this one. And it's where they're at Damien's like 6th birthday party or
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
I know this
And
one.
then his like nanny is hanging out a window or whatever with a noose around her neck. And she's like, "This is for you, Damien." And she like jumps off the roof and then crashes
And
through
then
the
crashes
window.
through the window.
It's
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fucking.
It's so wild and nuts.
It is
and like
wild.
it blew my mind. That was
That
a
movie has a couple-
I saw when I was And the decapitation. It was between
decapitation
that
is
and the
great.
decapitation for
Which is
me.
a big sheet of glass. Is that what does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it just slides off and takes that dude's head off.
Fuck.
And
that
also
one
again,
I
like another like
love.
Catholic-y, like demon. It's like
yes.
Exorcist adjacent. But
Yes.
that's a great moment.
It's just so like dramatic. And so like, yeah, of course the devil would do that. Like make a nanny fall out on a noose, crash through a window during a party.
Yeah.
So good.
It's why I keep inviting Weiger to my birthdays.
Hey, buddy. Show up with a noose.
This is for you. This is for you, Spoon Man. Thanks, Wags.
All right, Casey, what's your first pick?
My first pick, and I'm scared of Mitch in case I pick one of his. But for me, this is one of the best movies ever made.
Wow.
Iconic scene.
What do we think?
I'm nervous,
What do we
honestly.
think? What do we
I'm
think?
nervous. I am
What do we
nervous.
think?
The movie is The Thing.
Yes!
Wow.
I
You
knew
fucker!
it!
You fucker! I knew it!
I
You
knew it! The thing rules.
You fuck! You
Now
fuck! All right,
it's-
go on, Casey. Go on.
Delete.
Specifically, the kill with the defibrillator.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
right,
okay,
Chest
okay.
opens up.
We
But,
both have
yeah,
it
there's
written
plenty
down.
to go around from this
Oh,
movie. But for
God.
me, it's that scene. The chest opens up, starts crunching on the guy, and then like the head and the spider thing.
And it's like kind of funny, like when the
Yeah.
spider's walking away. Like,
It is, and it's like
it's
supposed to be. It is.
so
It's supposed
good.
to kind of make you laugh. It's
yeah.
great. Look,
Yes.
you did still. I'm livid. I
Great
think
pick.
that my you know what, my pick honestly would have been the chair scene instead. I think that chair scene is so
Oh,
chair
they
good.
like
scene is-
shake,
You
like.
can pick it.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
to the
gonna,
thing.
Totally.
I'm gonna try to do a different movie.
Okay.
Because I think that's.
Are we trying to do none of the same movies?
No, I don't think there's a hard.
I don't think there's a
Okay.
rule about that, because I also think, especially with like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
there's so many. Then there's so many
Okay.
different
Yeah.
deaths. But I don't think I'm going to take the thing anymore.
Okay.
But I want to say the chair scene would have been one of my
Wow.
choices if
I
not
think
for
the,
that.
the chair scene is my favorite scene in the movie.
It's
the best.
It's so scary and
good.
funny at the
It's
same
great.
time. When they do the test and then that big scene happens and it just cuts to Childs holding
Yes.
the flamethrower. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Did
It's
you like
so
the
good.
Thing remake / prequel?
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a big fan because I know that they did all the effects practically in
Yeah.
that movie and then they
Replaced it.
redid it
Yeah.
digitally. And I think
What a
that's like
bummer.
it's
Why
a
bother?
bummer to watch it because
Yeah.
of that.
This is a hard rule for me, unless it's like a movie that is where the effects are a part of, like the Final Destination movies
Yes.
is like that. Like, okay, we're gonna see some effects and it's gonna look funny, but besides that, it takes me so out of like a scary movie is
Yeah, sure.
seeing visual
Yes.
effects.
Right.
And the Thing is supposed to be practical and scary in its own way,
Yes.
and having like a little VFX thing crawling around, I'm like, not scary anymore. I'm
Yeah.
not scared of it.
That's what's great about the Scary Movie franchise. You look back at Scary Movie 1, like they didn't digitally change his mask when he was high. It
Yeah.
was a different mask.
It was a
It's a
different
whole
mask.
different
Practical.
mask.
He had a big smile.
Yeah.
I had that mask in college. I should look around. I might still have it where it's like so like high like.
That's so
mask.
funny.
I thought it was so cool.
Honestly,
It
I
is.
thought it was, I know. I gotta look and see if I still have it.
I will not judge anyone if one of the deaths they put on their list, which isn't officially a death.
The
It's-
sperm.
Oh, that is also great.
Yeah.
We talk about the sperm, which does use visual effects very fun in
It's
a very
true.
funny way.
Yeah.
But-
So funny.
I think one of the funniest deaths ever is when the weed plant rolls up one of the Wayans
And
brothers and
smokes
then
them.
smokes them.
So good.
That
That's
is
really
good.
good.
I love
And
those
practical.
movies. 1 and 2 are so good.
I was at Mitch's place. I remember we might have been signing posters. I don't remember what it was, but we just put on Scary Movie
on
1 and
Scary-
I was like, man, this is so funny.
It's
Some of the
really
jokes are
so-
insane and so problematic, but a lot of it is really funny.
Really
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
So funny.
All right,
Oh,
my
I
next
love it.
pick. So my favorite horror movie is, and I know this is like a mainstream, non-horror fan pick, but that's who I am. My favorite, I did just a great film, Silence of the Lambs. That's like if
Yes.
someone asked me a favorite horror movie, that's what I'd say.
Yes.
I wanted to pick something from that, but I was like, I think the best like kill is from Hannibal, even though Hannibal is kind of like whatever as a movie.
What do you think the best? The one where he throws the guy off and his guts come out? Or?
No, here's the one I picked. And I think this qualifies. I picked Hannibal feeding Paul, Ray Liotta's character, his own brain.
Yeah.
I think that's just such a fucking like insane and awful scene. It's so nasty.
When I saw that in the movie, I was like, I kind of hated it, and now I've come around to like
repulsive.
Yeah,
it's so disgusting, and disturbing, but it's so well done. And I rewatched it today, and Ray Liotta's acting, R.I.P., he's so good in that. Like, just playing a guy who's, like, so drugged and his brain is being disassembled while he's still alive, and he's just sort of like, oh, it smells good. Like, he's so, like, fucked up. It's so upsetting, but it's so good. And he is dead in the end of it, even though the actual kill. So, like, that's one that really sticks with me, and I think that's, like, one of the things that sticks with anyone who's seen that movie.
Remember when the zombies were going to eat Homer's brains, and then they left?
Yeah.
They knock on it, it's all hollow.
That's so funny. Like, hey.
So funny.
By the way, does anyone know the ending, the book ending of Hannibal, the movie?
Yeah, Hannibal and Clarice fucking go out together, right?
They like become star-crossed lovers. It's insane. Yeah.
What?
They were just like, they basically were adapting as like, this can't be the ending because everyone's going to be mad because everyone was so mad at the book. It didn't make any sense.
Look, people are like, Mitch is a reader. I read a lot of Wikipedia. See what the differences are. That's what I do.
That's my second pick.
That's good. Ew.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the leprechaun pogo sticking the guy.
I have a leprechaun one.
Do you? I love it. Oh man, there's a really funny leprechaun one, and maybe 3
in Vegas.
Yes,
dude.
Is this the one? All right, I won't say it. No.
I don't have to put. I have so many. I don't have to put it on my thing.
There's like this lady who's like, I'm an old lady, and I want to look good. I want to look good again, and then. Like Leprechaun, like gives her the gift of youth or something.
Yeah.
And,
wow!
And
at one point, he's like, "A big old butt, you dirty slut," or something like that.
That's funny.
And her butt and boobs start getting huge,
and her lips start getting huge. She's like, "What are you doing to me?" And then she gets stuck in a doorway and explodes.
Wow!
It's so fucking funny.
That was totally a potential.
Wow.
It's so good. I love
which
the
leprechaun is that?
That's 3 in Vegas.
And then the one in space has one with a guy. Should I not say it?
No, it's not on my thing.
The pancake face in space.
Pancake face in space.
A guy's head gets like smashed and it's like a big pancake face.
Wow.
And he's like still alive.
It's very
still kind of like, it's so good. I love the leprechaun.
You know what? Leprechaun, after Freddy, Leprechaun might be one of the funnier little guys.
He's funny.
He's funny.
A scamp.
He's funny.
Scamp. I'm up, huh?
Yes.
Should I go boring? Should I just go like a classic? Look.
It won't be boring, Mitch.
I feel like Wags might have, but I can't go 2 zombies in a row.
Why not?
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
I think I'll go with this one just because it is such a great kill. And I didn't see this movie until I was out here when I was 22 years old. It was the first time I saw it, but it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And the first kill where he hits the guy with and then slams the door shut is That's a boring pick, but
no,
it's not a boring pick.
It's really good.
It's a good
great
moment.
Beat yourself up. There's a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Have you messed around with that?
I haven't played it. I'm going to play it tomorrow night.
It's like multiplayer, right?
Yes.
Is it like the Jason game?
It's like the Jason game where you can be either the family or a survivor.
Wow.
Oh, it looks fun.
It's a cool premise.
Yeah.
You got to give Leatherface a shout out.
Yeah, why not?
Got to.
That movie is Texas Chainsaw Massacre is great.
It's
the original is great.
Good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then the ones following it are like pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Number 2's like kind of silly.
Yeah.
Starring Our Lady from Leprechaun 3. I think
No way.
I think she's in number 2 if
She's
I
a
remember
scream
correctly.
queen. I had no idea.
Yeah, she's a scream queen.
Wow,
That
there you
rules.
go.
Yeah.
Look. Casey fucked everything up.
Oh no! Look what you did! No, that was a good one, Mitch.
That's a good one, Mitch. All right, Betsy, what's your next pick?
Okay, I have one. I have not seen the movie again, but Tales from the Dark Side. In one of the stories, this destroyed me. One of the stories, I think a dude's supposed to be hired to watch a guy's cat, and the cat kills him by crawling into his mouth and inside his body.
That fucking rules.
And it is so nuts and awesome.
That rules.
And it's one of those images that just stuck with me forever.
Is this was this from the movie or was this from
Yes,
the TV show?
From the
okay,
movie.
from the movie.
Yeah, from the movie. I can't remember which segment it is because I think it's like three
Wow.
little stories.
I have this image in my head. I know
Yes.
what you're talking about.
And it's like this black cat that like crawls into this
Yeah,
dude's mouth and
yeah.
like into his stomach. It's
Yeah.
so fucking wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's Debbie Harry, Christian Slater, Steve Buscemi in this movie.
Star-studded. Yeah, there's one about I think like a mummy or something with
Wow.
Steve Buscemi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does Slater go down? Is Slater like
I think he's in the mummy one too.
is he in the
right?
Mummy one?
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
There are 3 credited screenwriters, each wrote a different segment. The screenwriter for Cat from Hell,
That's it.
Stephen King. Isn't that wild?
Cool. That makes sense.
I gotta watch this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cat from Hell one is really fun.
Wow.
Gonna send Wally and Irma to their rooms, but I'll
Yeah, I don't want to give them any ideas, huh? You come in like tomorrow, like walking all the way.
Oh, it just climbed in my mouth by accident.
I'm not gonna eat Wally and Irma. There's Creep Show and Tales from the Dark Side. There's a lot of kills. I want to quickly. There's stuff on the raft. Do you remember the raft? The raft is a lot of fun.
I'll watch just that one every now and then because it's so good. And that's Steve. Oh yeah, Creep Show is all Stephen King, right?
Like it hurts.
Yeah.
She's like, it's nice. It hurts. She's
And-
like getting devoured.
Yes, it's such a good spooky one.
It's basically an oil slick, Wags, is the raft is like an oil slick on a lake that like devours people whole. Do you remember this one? There was like a gargoyle one it's like this gargoyle is like monster is like, if you ever tell anyone about me, I will like kill you. And then the guy meets a woman and marries her and then finally tells the woman that he's like, I saw a gargoyle once, and then the lady turns into the gargoyle and kills
Whoa,
him.
I don't remember.
I think that's
that
I think it's
one.
maybe it's either a Creep Show or Tales from the Dark Side or something.
Okay.
But that one stands out for me. And then
Yeah.
also the bug one from Creep Show is fucking nasty.
The bug one's grody.
There's like a guy who's like afraid of lives in like a pristine apartment that he's like and he's having cockroaches, and then at the end like all the bugs go in. It's kind of similar in that way to the cat.
It becomes a Joe's apartment?
It becomes
Yeah.
a Joe's apartment.
Wow.
And also Stephen King is in one of the Creep Show ones.
He is. I've seen this
Yes.
clip
Which
of
is
him
great.
acting.
And
Yeah.
he's like, it's very funny.
Yeah.
Have you seen
He becomes a
Maximum
moss man.
Overdrive?
I love Maximum Overdrive.
And he opens the movie. This machine just called me an asshole. I love that movie so
Man,
much.
The soda can death maybe is up there.
The
That,
soda. I didn't
yeah.
even think of the soda can death. Damn it!
A lot of possibilities. Hard to narrow it just to
so
4 for a Mount
many
Killmore.
good ones. I know. Oh God.
Wait,
Wait, how many do we get? 4?
we're doing 4. Yeah. Did
Oh.
you just give yours?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
cat and mouse.
Cat and mouth. Right. Casey, you're up.
Oh God.
All right. My next one, I also think is pretty iconic. It is the Mount Killmore, after all.
Wow.
Yes.
and I'm
Here,
gonna
you
go.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna go with American Psycho.
Okay.
Paul
Okay.
Allen's death
Wow.
with
like it.
Huey Lewis in the news.
Yes.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Great
That's
pick.
real
That's a great
good.
pick.
Yeah.
An unsettling movie. That's one of those
Oh.
movies earlier on when I was like, this is unsettling
Yeah.
when I saw it.
I watched this movie.
Really.
I was like, I'm a little disturbed.
Just a little
Same.
bit.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, uh-oh. I feel I know some dudes who are kind of like this guy. Oh,
Just say you're
okay.
sandwiched between two of us.
I hand you my business card. Great pick. All right, this is the one that I have a clip for because I don't know if anyone's seen this, but this is one of the first DVDs I owned was an anime called Ninja Scroll.
Okay.
This is to me, it's one of the most violent movies I've ever seen. It is just
Whoa.
filled with blood.
Whoa.
And it's basically like this is a movie I wish I'd seen when I was like 12 years old. I think it was the ultimate movie because it is just boss fights. It's just the protagonist Jubei is like a Ronin. He just goes like, and he fights like, I forget if it's 6 or 7 devils that he goes and he fights each of them. They each have their own attributes. This dude, Tesai is he can become like a rock monster. And so he has like this rock-like armor that goes over him. He seems invincible. He's killed so many people. He's been such a piece of shit at this point in the movie. And this is where he finally gets his comeuppance. So this is Jubei killing him from Ninja Scroll. So his rock skin is starting to crumble. He's looking at his own hand. His eye is kind of gouged out. And then he has this big blade. It's like this big boomerang blade that he throws. Fucking jumps over it, slices him with his wind power, which is like he used his sword. Fingers are fucking severed. And then his own blade fucking hits him in the fucking forehead. He's got blood spurting everywhere. His eyes are bulging. He tries to grab his face, tries to grab the blade that's entrenched in his own forehead. And Jubei can't. And then his head just slides down it. There's a big streak of blood. It's fucking nasty.
That's wild.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, it's not a horror movie. It's disqualified.
I think if you watch this, you'd think it was like a horror movie because it is just like a bunch of people being like tormented and torn apart and dismembered, and then someone goes to try to rescue them. So like I think it kind of it's at least horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But that's my
good
pick.
choice.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. Okay.
Am I up?
Yeah.
You're up, Mitch.
All right, look. I was like, do I go with a Zombie 2 stick in the eye, you know?
We were talking about that in a
we were
recent
talking
episode.
about this the other day. I'm not going to do it.
I couldn't remember the name of the movie, but I had seen that one.
I'm going to go with just a wild card here. We talked about Leland Orser on the Podwags when we talked about Seven.
Oh, yes.
He's in this little movie called Alien Resurrection.
Yeah.
And there's some good stuff in Alien Resurrection, including, is Mark Hamill or is it Brad Dourif who's in Alien Resurrection? I can look at this right now, actually.
We can solve this.
It is
Chucky? You mean Chucky?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Mr. Chucky?
It's Brad Dourif.
Are you watching the Chucky show, by the way?
And I have to. I'm gonna watch it. Chucky is a lot of.
It's a blast.
I think I'm gonna do a whole Chucky rewatch, and I'm thinking about maybe a Death in Child's Play too. We'll see. As my final pick.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
I love Child's Play.
Did you ever see? It was my sketch groups. I guess her daddy did a video. I wasn't in it, but it was an Alan McLeod sketch, and it was I was like, don't. It was an office job, and it was like, don't worry about this job. This job is Child's Play. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then, but the thing was, because it was Child's Play, he meant that Chucky was there. And so Chucky would just like fucking kill people all the time.
That's
This
so
job was
funny.
Child's Play. It's like, yeah, it's Chucky's.
But also, why would he say, "Don't worry about this job"? It's Child's Play.
That is so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Did you get a beta team to shoot it or what?
I can't remember who
Come
shot
on.
it, but it looked good. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was Beta Team. It looked
okay.
great.
Leland Orser is in this movie. We find out that he has an alien inside of him, and I think it's the only time in these movies where, or maybe it's the first time that it happens. But at the end, there's like the big bad guy who I forget his name in the movie, who's like kind of like the piece of shit who's like ready to get off leave the ship, and it was like a part of the bad guys, and is like turned on them multiple times. He comes down and he's like takes everyone hostage, and he's like about to. Whatever. It's the end. It's the climax of the movie, and then Leland Orser starts giving birth to the alien, and this guy like starts shooting him, but he's just like running, and then he fucking pulls the bad guy down and gives birth to the alien out of it, a chest burster, and it goes through him and through the bad guy's head.
Cool.
That's fucking cool as hell.
That's rad.
The same guy who did Amelie, right? Was the guy who directed.
Oh, right, the same director, yeah.
Yeah, who directed Alien Resurrection. Brad Dourif, there's a moment where like the alien hybrid bites Brad Dourif's head, and it's like crazy. It's like a huge gaping hole, and like blood spurts out everywhere. Are you looking this up?
I'm gonna look up the
Such
name of the
fun.
director because it's the film he'd done I think before this was City of Lost Children, which is a really cool movie. Jean-Pierre Jeunet is the director.
Janae, you did it.
Yeah.
Janae.
And then he makes Amelie after this.
Oh, Amelie's after this.
Yeah. Amelie is
Funny.
2001.
That's
Yeah.
really funny.
That's very funny.
Alien Resurrection, fun time. And I had to put Alien in there. It's
watch
hard.
it.
Are you-
Alien's so good.
Are you I've been thinking of doing the full Aliens a watch down. I know you're pro Prometheus. You like Alien Resurrection?
I'm pro Prometheus. That is true.
Yes,
And
yeah.
then I love Resurrection.
Wow.
I think Alien, if you remove the Versus movies, which the first one is like okay, and then the second one I didn't love, I feel like, but I haven't watched either in a while. But if you remove those, which I don't think they are full, I think that the cat and you can even include Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I think they're like one of the strongest franchises. I think
yeah,
it's great.
you're a big Alien guy.
I love Alien, and there's a new one coming at some point.
Yeah.
I saw some of it. I saw some
You
stuff.
did?
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, shit.
Might
Wow.
have seen a face hugger or two.
Wow.
Okay, that's rad.
Maybe saw a chest burster.
Oh my god. Keep going.
Who
Keep
knows?
going, man.
Maybe I even saw a xenomorph.
Okay, all
Did
right.
Robert De Niro?
That was good.
He's not bad. He's a good xenomorph. De Niro sucks.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, we get 2 more kills. This is tough. I got a lot that I
A lot of options.
really
a lot of possibilities.
like. This one blew my mind. Final Destination 5,
Mm,
the gymnastics scene.
This is a good pick.
wow.
This is a great pick.
It truly like.
That is a great pick.
Thank you.
That's a
It's
good
one of the wildest scenes ever. And of course it's got the classic, like, they set up a bunch of like, so we're in a gymnastics practice.
Okay.
And
A screw is
yes, like the AC
shaking.
is like shaking and dripping on a exposed wire. And then a screw comes out of that and lands on a balance beam where one of our stars is doing the balance beam.
Someone who cheated death is on the
Someone who
balance beam.
cheated death is doing the balance beam and is going through this whole routine. And like you see the water getting close to the exposed wire, and then you see her flipping and flopping very close to the screw, but then doesn't. It's fine.
You think that you're like, there's no
Mm.
way they're not going to have this lady step on the screw
Yes.
on the high
Right.
beam,
No way.
but she
But
doesn't.
She makes it. So then she goes to the parallel bars.
Yeah.
She, hits the powder, gets that chalk on her hands. She's going. Another woman is now on the balance beam. Oh, and the water that's close to the cord is a cord plugged into a fan that's going.
hmm
She said, it will matter.
It does matter.
And so then, so this lady's now doing
Matters.
balance beam, hits the screw and goes, ouch, falls off the balance beam, or did this, whatever. We'll be fine. Everybody will
she
watch
gets on the
it.
screw. It's like ugh, but it's not
She,
as bad
like,
as
Not as bad as you think. Kind of hops off and stumbles into the thing that's holding all the chalk.
Mhm.
It falls into the fan, so a bunch of chalk blows up as one of our persons who escaped death is flipping around. She can't see where she's supposed to land.
Wow.
She falls and splits in half.
Yeah, she's like
Wow.
so
It's
fucked up looking.
Crazy
Whoa.
looking.
It's crazy.
It's
looking.
one of the most fun scenes in a movie. It's crazy.
It's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, I think about it too often. Like
Yeah,
it's one of those where
That's
it's just
wild.
like, remember that?
So I understand that the concept of a Final Destination, but I have not seen the Final Destination movies. Do I just watch
Oh.
them all? Are they all good?
They're all
I
really
love two.
fun.
Two is
Okay.
my favorite.
Two is your
Two's
favorite. I know
very
you're a big
fun.
two guy.
The first one, Death is like a character.
Yes.
Where
yeah.
it truly like Death is like, I'm gonna turn this light off. And then number 2,
Like you see a guy?
no.
Okay.
But you see like don't you kind of see stuff moving on
There's
purpose?
an
You see stuff moving
implication
around.
that
Yeah,
some
yeah,
force is
yeah.
at work.
Yes.
Got it.
And then by number 2, it's more of that you can't cheat death and that what's that like Rune Goldberg effect? Is that what it is?
I think it is just a Rube Goldberg
Yeah.
thing.
Rube
Yeah,
Goldberg?
one thing leading to another.
Yes,
Yeah.
So it then turns into just building of like, wait, how are they gonna die?
Yes, yeah.
In this fun room
This
or whatever.
infernal machine.
Yeah.
I just did Mark Rennie and John Flynn's podcast.
really
Such
did.
a fun
Two
pod.
old queens, and
Yeah.
I
Did you do two?
I talked two. I talked about two, and I love them. The two has
They're
the.
fun.
I was thinking about putting the highway stuff in
The logging,
the log
logs.
truck.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever see it?
No.
Dude,
I know. I've seen the log truck scene because I've seen just that clip.
yeah, you
You
like
should
it.
watch.
I'll
They're
watch 'em.
really fun.
They're fun.
And the kills are nuts.
Yeah.
Like they're so fun.
It's fun to watch down all of something, like if it's either a filmography or like just like an entire
Yes.
like it is fun to just like watch them all.
Yeah.
I
Like,
auditioned for a Final Destination
I'm into
movie
that.
back in the
Really?
day. Yeah.
Whoa.
And it was it was either 3 or 4.
Cool.
And it was, or maybe it was even 5.
5. Yeah.
It's the guy. It's the death where the guy's in the drive-through and then the engine comes out and hits his head. I think it was for that character.
right.
Yeah, I auditioned for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you have to like
Bombed it.
audition with a dad? Like, did you have to pretend to die?
I think at the end of the audition, I was like,
Still eating your food.
We didn't ask you to bring Wendy's.
Yeah. I'm in a Wendy's drive-through, man. I gotta live it. All right.
All right, Casey, what's your next pick?
you know, I think of that pick.
Wow.
Bobby.
Pretty good pick.
My next one, I really need to shout out this movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yes.
I don't think it gets enough praise.
Mm,
But the 80s Blob,
I love
Oh,
the 80s
wow.
Blob.
Great
sure.
It's
Great movie.
so good.
so good. It's
Starring Del
full.
Close.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
it's yes.
Hilarious in it.
It's really funny. Playing a creepy priest. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, how did you? That's a stretch.
Oh.
A cult leader type figure.
Yeah.
The particular death that stands out to me in that movie is when the Blob sucks the guy through the
Yeah.
sink and he like
Yes, his
folds in
foot.
half
Yeah.
and like goes down.
Oh,
Every time I watch it, I like sends shivers down my spine.
it's
That-
so
Big shit.
good.
That movie also. There's a thing with that movie where, spoiler alert.
Mhm.
A child dies in that movie, like a young kid, and watching
Yes.
that as a kid, I watched it was like on like the Sunday matinee or whatever when they showed fucked up shit on
Yes.
just whatever it was on, maybe it was on like WB. I don't think it was WB at that time. It was
Yeah.
like TV 56 in Boston
Sure.
or something. But seeing the young kid who was like close to my age or something, just like
Yes.
get fucking dissolved in the blob, you're like, fuck,
Yes.
this is so crazy.
I always like when horror
illegal.
movies
Yeah.
kill a kid. I'm always like, yeah, man.
afraid.
Make it real.
Yeah.
Make it fucking real.
Well, because that's usually like the red line they won't cross. Like
Yeah.
they're not. And then when something does that, you're like, oh shit.
Yes.
Oh, they'll go there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's what I kind of like that about the new Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Mitch.
Okay,
God, I'm so mad you didn't like it.
we'll talk after.
I also like that a kid died. All right, my final pick. This is not a horror movie, and I whatever. This one, say it doesn't count. I don't care. This is like the grossest scene I've ever seen in a movie.
Whoa.
Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. Mr. Creosote exploding. Fucking disgusting. It's so
Yes.
nasty, and it is funny, especially like when you watch the whole scene. And he's just like puking, and because he's a big what the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, it's a big fat guy, Terry Jones.
Yes.
One of the Monty Python cast members comes in, and he's like hugely, enormously like fat, like the fattest man possible. Waddles over to his
That big.
chair.
He's just I feel like I could see him at an audition.
He's like a human grimace. He's just like so big, and he sits down it's at a fancy restaurant, and he's being just like ordering so much food. He keeps ordering more and more food.
Getting
He's
bigger.
fucking getting bigger and bigger. He's puking,
Yes.
and then at the very end, John Cleese brings him a wafer thin mint, And he's like, I'm full, I can't do it. But then he finally eats it, and that last little bit of food makes him expand and then explode, and just like fucking organs and blood and like innards just splatter all over everyone else in the restaurant. It's fucking nasty as hell. It's so gross. And then like his chest is opened up, and there's like, you can see like some of his remaining organs and stuff. It's so fucking nasty.
Yes, that messed me up.
It's
as a
so
kid.
gross.
It's crazy.
I was reading, and whatever, it's a YouTube comment, but one of the YouTube comments on it was like, Quentin Tarantino has said this is one of the only scenes in a movie that's actually disturbed him, which is crazy to think about.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a good one.
It's so gross. Like
it's so gross.
when he's throwing
When
up in the
he's
buckets and
puking.
stuff, it's fucking disgusting.
I think that this is the thing. Like, I was a big Monty Python fan. My dad, like, kind of, like had a bunch of Monty Python tapes, and I watched it all the time as a kid, and it was one of the things that made me like sketch comedy. But that movie is like has some things that are just like vicious and like cruel and disgusting, and it's like I don't know. I know there are people who are fans of it, and there are some good segments in it, but that versus like Life of Brian or like Holy Grail, which are like so fun and funny the whole way through. I don't know. It just has a meanness to it.
I went through a Monty Python phase and loved Holy Grail, loved Life of Brian, and I remember renting Meaning of Life and being like, oh, I don't like this that much. This isn't like the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of intense.
Yeah, it's like when the Doughboys finally do our like piss drinking episode. It's like,
finally do.
Why did they do that?
Oh,
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do it. We're close. We barely have any ideas right now. It's coming. So
that's my final pick.
My final pick. Passion of the Christ. Doesn't count as his resurrection.
Came back,
Right, he's back.
Zombie 2, The Stick in the Eye mentioned. Day of the Dead. Malacine. I used Malacine. Final Destination 2 was on, but I'm not going to do that. The Telephone Pole and Hereditary.
Dude, that was nuts.
Jason Takes
Curveball,
Jason Takes Manhattan.
That was on my list. I think the one
Which one?
The one where he punches the kid's head off?
Yeah.
Goes into the dumpster?
That one, there's two in that movie
So
that were on
good.
my list.
What was the other one?
The other one is the harpoon that pulls out the
yeah.
fucking intestines.
Yes.
It's fucking
That is
nasty.
awesome.
Yeah. It is awesome. It's nasty.
Him knocking I was so obsessed with that where I was like, he punched the guy's head off? Like, it
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a sleeping bag death in one of those.
I had that down as
That's
one.
good.
I was, that one's nuts.
Chucky, I was there. The deaths are, but when the guy gets killed and then the eyes get put in his eyes, the doll eyes, that's pretty good.
In the factory?
In the factory,
yes,
yeah. Alien Resurrection, I chose Hellraiser when the guy explodes is good.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go with an old classic wise. We decided that it counted as a horror movie. And look, this is another boring one, but Quint getting eaten in Jaws.
That's a great
Oh,
all-timer.
yes.
Come
It's
on.
great.
Yeah. No, that's great.
He's screaming and
great,
blood is popping
yes.
out of his mouth.
Yes.
Horrifying.
It's horrifying.
And it's like he's one of the guys.
Yeah, he was like the dude who was gonna stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Quint is
That's a good
is
one.
my boring last pick, but
It's
I
not
No,
don't
it's not
beat yourself up for it being boring. It's
boring.
not boring.
It's
It's an all-time
good.
classic.
I know him. You heard me. I know the kills, but I went with a classic.
You want the horror fan cred of like, I got some deep cut. I
Right.
referenced some, Italian horror film from the 70s. But
I
like,
did have
yeah.
Suspiria on mine.
Oh, wow.
but I'm not gonna use it.
I
but
just watched Suspiria. I'd never seen
Is
it. I watched it
the-
this week. It's
the
great.
original-
It's
isn't it
fantastic.
awesome?
It's really awesome. The production design is unbelievable.
It's so
It's
good.
so cool.
The barbed wire room or
Oh my
whatever.
God.
That was on my
That's
list.
on
I'm
your
like,
list?
that was so strange.
It's fucking
fucked
awful.
up.
It's
Yeah.
so upsetting.
It's so nasty.
I love that
Yeah.
movie so much.
You're
It's
Asia
really good.
Argento truther too. You think that she's innocent?
Yeah. Christ. Betsy, what's your third pick? Or your final pick?
Final pick. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I was talking to you guys about it before. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
There's so many good deaths in it. There's one where a clown knocks a biker's head off.
That's great.
And it lands in the
And it
trash.
lands- and it lands in the trash.
It's probably
Another-
right from, yeah. what are you gonna do? Knock my block off? And he does. This I love.
It's the Kyoto brothers, right? Is that
Yes, yeah, they rule. This is, I think, my favorite though. Is so our cop and Mike are driving looking for clowns and going to I think Debbie's or something, and they stop and see all these people waiting at a bus stop, and there's a big clown and he's doing shadow puppets on the on the wall. And he does like it starts off kind of like, oh, a bunny, cute, and then it gets into like a very detailed elephant, and then it's like George Washington crossing the Delaware.
Oh, yes, yeah, I remember
really
this, yeah.
good heightening, and they're all loving it. And then he makes a big T-Rex. The clown makes a big T-Rex and eats all the people at the bus stop, and it's so good
It's really funny.
with the shadow puppet. Yeah.
And you're kind of like, how did that all work?
Yeah,
I don't
then
care.
you're like, I don't care. They're killer clowns from outer space.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anything can happen.
That
I
movie,
love that movie.
as a boy, the original Child's Play. So when I was like a literal child.
Yes.
I remember Child's Play was on because I was how old when that came out? Like 6, maybe think of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Maybe 7. 7 even seems.
Wait, do you mean Killer Clowns or
No, it's
Child's Play?
Child's Play.
Okay, got it.
What year was Child's Play?
I'll look it
88,
up.
89, 88, 87? Somewhere.
Child's
Yeah.
Play. I remember it being No, it is 88. I remember it being
88.
later than that.
So I was in 88. I turned 6 years old.
Same year as Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's wild.
So this is why they're connected in my mind.
Yes.
This is pay-per-view. When you would get a pay-per-view and you would call up the number for a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
And it could actually be on the channel and it would just be all distorted and you could still hear stuff and you could sometimes see the first 30 seconds of the movie.
Yes.
And they would always play the previews of the movie like on those channels. Child's Play scared me so much. We know about the Mickey doll grabbing my arm.
Yeah, we sure do.
There was a Mickey doll that grabbed my arm. And Killer Clowns from Outer Space was the other one that I was like so afraid of, but also fascinated by.
Yes.
Those were like 2 things that I like was like, what's the deal with these things?
The
It's a killer
clowns
doll.
are so scary.
They're scary, but they're
scary,
cool. I
Yes.
haven't seen Killer Clowns in a long time, but the first time I saw it was like on VHS, and it was at like a birthday party where I was like too young, but I think because it like seems like a goofy movie,
Yes.
the parents are like, oh yeah, this is this is a
Yeah.
horror movie for the kids can enjoy. But it is like really like crazy and disturbing, but cool.
And the deaths are so fun. They
Yeah.
like pie a guy to death and stuff.
Do
I
you
love it.
do you know the tagline from Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Oh God, I feel like. Go ahead.
This is from the poster. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
That's good.
That's so
That's
good. And honestly, it's right. It's spot on.
Can't argue with that. Casey, what's your final pick?
My final pick, I hope it's not a boring pick.
No,
but
there's no
none
such
of these are
thing as a
boring.
boring
They're all
pick.
good.
My Alien Resurrection pick is like I like the idea of it. Well, whatever. I'm mad at my picks.
Don't
I'm
be
mad
mad at your
Don't
picks.
I'm pissed
They
at
were
Casey.
great.
I'm pissed.
Oh man.
My final pick, this movie I saw, I was too young when I saw it,
Yeah.
and it changed my life.
Wow.
Ooh.
It's The Shining.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's
Okay.
Scatman Crothers getting
Yeah.
the axe to the chest.
Yes.
I think that it's so effective. Every single time I see it, it's
Yes.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
And the thing about it to me is when he gets the axe in there and he's like hopping around but not like hacking at it, like it's
Oh.
stuck in
Yeah.
his chest.
Oh.
That's what always takes me
It
out
is.
of it.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's great. Have you read the book?
I have not read the book.
So in the book, he survives.
Yeah.
Like he goes, he actually pulls off the heroic rescue. And it is the sort of thing. Like I wonder what the experience would be like if you'd read the book and you went to see the adaptation in theaters, and that moment happens. It must have been just like so.
Stephen
like,
King was
shocking.
not happy.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with it.
It's the book is different from Kubrick's.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sure. Yeah, the book is great though.
Yeah, it's
But
awesome.
The where was I going with this? The other aspect of the ending is that like instead of like everyone freezing, it like the movie ends in ice, the book ends in fire. The hotel fucking explodes.
Yeah.
So it's like he's like Scatman Crothers' character is riding away on a fucking ski-doo while the fucking hotel explodes in the background. It's like a Michael Bay ending. It would have been ridiculous if they shot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Though.
It is cool.
Yeah. It's a really fun read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Not for me.
Mitch, you could do it. Mitch, you could read it. I bet you could read it.
Really fun read? Doesn't make any sense, Betsy. Really fun sit. Really fun walk. Now we're talking.
Okay. Read about it on Wikipedia.
Dude, I think we had some good. I think I have actually done that already. I think I have read about the differences. I think we had some good picks
These
here.
are all
Wise, are there
good.
any that we didn't cover? Betsy, I know that you had some written
Trying
down.
to think.
The only one I was gonna say that was on my my runners up was the cold open of Ghost Ship,
Oh,
which is
That
so
That's
fucking
good.
cool.
rules.
Yeah, and it's just like an entire deck's worth of people getting fucking split in half.
split in half.
Yeah,
That's awesome. For a long time, I only watched the opening.
yeah,
And then I finally watched the rest of it. I was like, oh, yeah, the opening's the best part.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
What do you like more, Ghost Ship or the Birthday Boy sketch Haunted Car?
haunted car.
Haunted Car.
Haunted car is
any
good from start to
day.
finish.
I gotta get that back online.
So one I was gonna do from Dream Warriors was the marionette puppet.
Oh
that's
yeah, that
good.
one's fucking.
That one,
That makes my skin crawl because like
Me
the idea of your
too.
veins being pulled
and
out.
it looks
Oh,
so
God.
good
It looks
and
great.
real. It's so awesome.
Nasty shit.
And-
The cockroach one in 4 grosses me out.
Yes,
Ugh,
it's
fucking nasty.
so gross.
Freddy turns a lady into a cockroach and then it's one of those ones where you're like, well, this is just you're like you put her into a roach motel and then you crush them like that's too much power.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
yeah,
a
Too much
God at that
power.
point.
Yeah.
too much. Have you seen the new Invisible Man? I think it came out in like 2019.
Oh, this is the one where it's like a suit, right?
yes.
I didn't see it.
There's then I don't want to tell. There's a really cool kill.
Is
in
it good? Is the movie good?
Yes.
Okay.
I really, really enjoy
Wow,
it, and I
okay.
recommend it. It's cool. Did you see it?
He's a creep, that Invisible Man. I saw
Yeah,
it.
big old
Yeah,
creep.
yeah.
I like to watch people
Yeah.
jack off. Get out of here. Let a guy jack off.
Here?
Come on.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Trying to
Not
fucking-
summer. Come on, man. Leave me alone. Come on. Trying to think of any others. I mean, we did it.
Yeah, we got a lot.
We
Do
did
you have any, Mitch?
Ton.
No, I think that's most of them.
I got some. I got a couple honorable mentions.
Let's
that
hear 'em.
They're not horror films, but they are kills that stand out to me. One is Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Nazi
Yes.
face
Yeah.
melt
Oh,
is,
yeah.
is
That's a
so
great-
good.
really good.
And Last
Really good effect.
Crusade.
Last
Nazi
Crusade,
melting or
one.
whatever.
Yeah.
Love it.
and
Yeah.
then I'm a big Brian De Palma fan,
Mm.
and the scene in Body Double with the drill going through the woman,
yeah.
and then it comes through the ceiling, and he's just
Oh,
like, "What is going on?"
God.
It's gruesome. I love
Yeah.
it.
Are there any recent De Palmas worth watching, or did he kind of just fall off?
I don't think. I feel like the last movie he made was like maybe 2015. I might be wrong about
Yeah,
that. But I do think he did kind of fall off.
Yeah.
But love the guy.
I was so afraid of the movie Troll when I was a boy.
Mm.
Yes.
I was like so terrified of Troll.
Yeah.
Julia Louise Dreyfus is
Yep.
in that movie.
And Sonny Bono.
And Sonny Bono. It's a very strange movie, but I was so afraid of Troll.
Yeah.
And the troll had a little ring, and he'd like and it would like turn people into trolls or other weird
Yeah.
shit. It scared the shit out of me.
Have
But-
you seen Troll 2?
Oh, I saw Troll too. Yeah, it's
really good.
it's good.
There's some funny deaths in that. for
Yeah, there's
sure.
a lot of funny.
There's a
deaths
lot
there.
of good. Why did I think of that?
You did
They
great.
eat
Everyone
his
did
mom,
great.
and you see his mom's boobs.
Hell yeah.
It's so unnecessary. It's like we don't need to. We get what's going on.
That's another movie I remember being at the Maxie's house next door, and it was on pay-per-view or it was on like one of the pay channels or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid of Troll 2, and then of Troll 1, and I was
Yeah.
just so terrified of Troll 2, and then later on they made like the worst movie in the world or whatever
Yes.
about Troll 2. It's like
It's a great.
notoriously
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
one
The
of the
best
worst,
worst
right.
movie.
the best
it's a
worst
great
movie. Yes, that's
documentary.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Made by the little kid.
The kid in
who
it, yeah.
Starred in it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there you go. Betsy, what a treat to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
So speaking of horror, I
Yes.
know that in the Earwolf Presents feed, you and
Yes.
Mono have put together something really cool that people should check out.
Yeah, we're doing season 2 of Too Spooky to Handle, and this season we're improvising 4 horror movies for you with a bunch of fun guests. We got Gabrus, Mary Holland, Lauren Lapkus, Katie Dippold, Oscar Montoya. Wait, who else? Oh my God, I just saw them. Nicole Byer, Pie and Banafaz. It's gonna be great. Pie
Wow.
and Banafaz. Check it out. I think it's gonna be every Friday in October.
That's rad.
Yeah, so go on over there and listen to them.
So as of this episode's release, there will be a few out
Oh,
because
great.
it will be in the thick of October. So
Okay.
people could just There's a feed. This is the thing, and I think people just to walk people through it. If you look for Earwolf Presents, if you look for that
Right.
podcast feed and whatever your app is, it will have like a bunch. There are a bunch of really cool shows they do in there. But your show will be in that feed. So
Yes.
just subscribe to that feed and you can check all those out. And it's
Awesome.
free, right?
Yeah,
Something
I
in the
think
paywall.
it's
There you go.
free.
There you go.
Nice.
Anything else you want to plug?
I guess other podcasts, A Funny Feeling, which is also
There you
on
go.
Headgum, and then Mono and I, We Love Trash on Patreon. We talk a lot of stuff horror.
I
You were
love
just
it.
telling us you just did Tooth Timber.
Yes, we just did all of September. We made it tooth movies and like tooth fairy movies. So, yeah, if you want to see some very weird tooth movies, check it out.
Wow.
Are there any monsters or ghoulies you'd like to plug as well? Is
Great
there-
question.
Yeah,
Monsters or ghoulies?
yeah. Any monster, you could be like, hey, check out Freddy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Freddy's always funny. Leprechaun, Leprechaun. Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou is a very fun movie.
Wow.
I love it.
Check it out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Check all that out. And Monster I'd like to plug works at the White House. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Nick's like, you can all go home. I got some stuff to say. This episode's 10 hours long.